Hey, what's up guys? So hopefully you saw the last two videos in this series, but I'm going to be going over Batman Last Night on Earth number 3 right now. I'm really excited. This is the finale for this series. It came out around, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, December 18th. As you guys know, if you've read or if you've seen the previous videos, I am just absolutely loving this series. I mean, the ending of this book, you're going to see how I've been wanting more and how they're kind of teasing that there will be more. And also let me know at the end of this video, guys, if you think this is more of an explained video or more of a review or more of a comic talk, because I don't know necessarily if this is a review. I'm basically just talking about the book and the sequence of events and the things that I liked in certain parts of this book. So let me know what you guys think. Let's get right into it. So basically this book starts off the same time that the other books start off, which is before this post-apocalyptic time. We see Jim Gordon and Batman, I'm guessing on the GCPD, and they're replacing the bat signal. The only reason Batman's here is to talk to Jim about something. We find out Joe Chill's son, the boy in the alley, he actually died alone and in pain due to a drunk doctor at Gotham Presbyterian. The doctor paid for it to be covered up, and the doctor was listed as Thomas Wayne. Jim Gordon asked him, like, well, what does this even matter? And Batman tells him, like, more than you know. This whole thing, if this is true, this means that the murder of Martha and Thomas Wayne in Crime Alley on that fateful night was not just some random crime committed in Gotham like all the others. It was an act of revenge. It was retribution. If you know anything about Batman, that's when Batman was born. So on the birth of Batman, if that was all a lie, that completely flips everything on its head. Bruce, he wants to confide in Jim with this, or he has, but Jim basically says, not tonight. Let's just start this thing up and let's not deal with that. It doesn't change anything. Boy, I wish Jim would have not been so dismissive that night. And basically we pick back up in the Owl Cave, the former Bat Cave. Dick Grayson, all the other owls in there, which were the former Bat family. We got Duke in there. Dick and Barbara Gordon are in there, and they actually have this daughter, Bryce. Jim Gordon's in there, and I think a couple other owls are in there as well. And basically, Dick uses this time to fill in this new Batman on what's been going on and what they've been going through and what the world basically is right now. He lets them know that they fought for like years. They fought through these things called the Clay Wars. They fought through the Season of Demons. When Omega rose, he actually took control of them, and they were under his control for years until the Best Robin, hashtag Best Robin, Tim Drake came through. What happened was that in the early days, Tim Drake, he fell in a Grundy pit and he got his neck broken, so everybody thought that he was just done for. But that wasn't the case. He survived, and he made this like mech Robin suit that responded to his thoughts. He created this blocker to block Omega's signal, freeing a whole bunch of people. May the gods bless Tim Drake, guys. If you think anybody else is the Best Robin, you're sorely mistaken, okay? But he did actually die. He died actually a couple days ago. We find out that they had fought Omega. They confronted him and they lost. Tim died, and they're basically telling him all the people that died. Barbara lets him know that Jason died, that Kate, Cassandra, and even Damian died trying to help Batman on those early days. And Barbara's really like anti doing anything else to confront Omega. She doesn't want to see any more members of her family die. She doesn't want anything. But the thing that their daughter Bryce actually brings up is that we have Batman. This could be like a game changer. And Batman basically motivates them all. He's like, I'm here now. I'm a new young Batman. I'm the right person for this job. They devise a plan. But before all of this, Bryce actually mentions that now that we have him, maybe we should go see her. They go to this warehouse, and it's Selena Kyle, Catwoman, who they're talking about. And she, I guess, is in charge of this warehouse full of crates. She was, I guess, working for Omega. What happens is that she switches teams. Now that Bruce is there, she thinks that there's a chance that they can actually defeat Omega. So she leads Dick to some Eskrima sticks, and she actually gives Wonder Woman back her lasso of truth, and that I guess Wonder Woman was using some kind of fake lasso of truth. So that was really cool to see. That was a really good moment. They split up into 2 teams. And Dick also lets him know that Omega actually built Wayne Manor on top of Wayne Tower, brick by brick. So there's a big Wayne Manor on top of Wayne Tower now. And that's kind of his base of operations. Now that Batman is there, and it's understood that Omega is some kind of clone, just like this Batman is. Now that they have this Batman, they can actually access Wayne Tower through his DNA. So they can get close enough to Omega to actually make some kind of difference that they couldn't before. So they split up into 2 teams. Wonder Woman is with the Owls, Duke, Bryce, Dick, and Barbara, and they go to Arkham Island to go and try to stop this amplifier. And Batman and Joker, they go to Wayne Tower to try and confront Omega. On their way to Wayne Tower, through the sewers, they get confronted by some of Omega's men. Really good action scene. Absolutely love the coloring in this scene specifically. Just really good. And Bruce actually gets confronted by an Omega bot, and he's kind of getting his ass kicked. And then, out of nowhere, Joker comes in the Robin mech suit and just lights the Omega bot up. I thought this part was really crazy. It's just just so crazy seeing Joker as Robin, and just with all the history behind that, and the history even between Batman and the Joker, it's just really crazy to see. I think it's pretty cool just to see that Joker actually saves him, which is a pretty crazy moment. And the Owls and Wonder Woman and also Jim Gordon go to Arkham Island. Jim Gordon is broadcasting the signal. Mad Hatter developed this tech that would make visual threats seem harmless. So basically they're walking into enemy territory, but they just look like Arkham Asylum guards. They're even passed by some of Batman's rogues and they were undetected. They're going to the signal amplifier. They have to use this thing called the Universal Truth or the Universal Answer. I'm not too sure, but it's basically this piece of tech that was developed by the Riddler. It's supposedly able to solve any code in the world, any password. And Bryce is a little hesitant that it'll work, but Diana confirms this by saying this was used to open the halls on that fateful day when everybody fell on the first day. But even with this tech keeping them cloaked, Killer Croc can still smell them, and he smells that something's kind of off. So that's something right there. Actually, the thing works, and it opens the door. We just see this orange, yellowish light just emanating from it, and we just leave off on Wonder Woman going, oh no. And then we head back with Batman and the Joker, and Batman uses his DNA to open up Wayne Tower, and they go into Omega's lair, which it's not like a crazy version of the Batcave, not like the Batman Who Laughs Batcave, but it's like almost like an Injustice, like if Batman was Superman from Injustice level of Batcave. Like basically that's what Omega is. And instead of having tributes to his allies, he has like treasures of his conquest. Like this is like really insane, and I really love this because Omega is supposed to be like a Batman that just like said like, you know what, I'm not messing around anymore. I'm not a good guy. And it shows. He has taken down some god tier villains. Sinestro suit in there, a Brainiac suit, Superman suit, a Black Adam suit in there. He has Cheetah skinned in there. Like it's insane how many people this guy's defeated, and I love that. Like he's this regular guy. Batman's just this regular guy, and he's able to contest these basically gods, and I just really like that. He even has a Joker suit in there, and there's this part that I really like where it's like the Joker suit in his casing, and Joker's looking into that suit, and you can see his reflection of his face, and it makes it look like he's like looking at himself wearing the suit, but he's in like the Mech Robin suit just looking at himself. And I just thought that moment was really deep and really cool, like the departure that he's made from what he was to what he is now, which is an actual ally. And that's just so weird to see and to say. They do end up being caught by Omega, and basically Omega strips Bruce down and he puts him in a Mobius chair. And if you don't know what a Mobius chair is, it's from the older comics, or not older, but kind of actually recent in the comics, when Batman actually sat down in this Mobius chair and made him like a god. Omega reconfigured this, and his whole plan was to have Bruce come here so he can reconfigure his mind to make him like Omega and make him Omega's soldier and the hero that the world needs right now in Omega's eyes. Next we see Joker, I guess, gets out of whatever confinements he was in, and he goes to try and stop Omega and attack him. Omega just absolutely smashes Joker. He's like on the brink of death, I think. Batman actually gets enraged by this, which is just crazy to see. With all the history that Batman and the Joker have like together, to see Batman get enraged by this was something that the Joker obviously deserves so much and so much more. He's getting mad. He's like, this is like his ally, I guess, that like this is how he perceives this. And Omega says, don't worry, like this is how he would have wanted to die, fighting Batman. Bruce says, if the real Batman was here, he would be ashamed of you. And this is when Omega pulls out the biggest trump card of all trump cards. It is revealed that Omega is the real Bruce Wayne. And this revelation also just makes you see everything that led up to this actually happening. Like that whole night on the rooftop with Jim Gordon not really caring, and how much of an impact that had on Batman. He turned evil. He cut out all the stuff that made him a good guy, or whatever semblance of a good guy that he was, and he just went full on bad because everything that he knew was a lie. And basically Omega activates the Mobius chair before leaving to go and actually turn on the signal to get everybody, no matter where they are, under the influence of his signal. We jump back to Arkham Island, and it's revealed that John Jones, Martian Manhunter, is the signal amplifier. He's the only one who can actually telepathically link everybody in the world. That's what Omega is using. And that's another crazy thing. He tracked down the Martian Manhunter and got him to do his bidding, got him under the Omega influence, which is just another crazy thing. And then we also see the KGBs actually attack Jim Gordon in the van. So the broadcast is cut. The rogues can see the owls now, and the door closes. The jig is up. Just fighting ensues between the owls and the rogues. I mean, they're fighting Bane and Scarecrow and Freeze. And we go back to Batman in the chair, and we see the Joker is still alive. And basically for the past 2 books, Joker's been trying to tell Batman something that he couldn't quite recall, and he's been trying to remember this thing. What we find out is that the Joker was behind the boy in the alley, behind Joe Chill's son, all that he made it up. This is a huge revelation because this is how how the Joker actually broke Batman. And Joker goes on to say that the Joker, all the things that he ever did was just to make Batman better, to make him stronger, and that if Batman ever broke, then he wasn't really worth it. And it's crazy because it worked. He broke Batman. Batman just let go of all the shit that he has ever believed in and became bad. It's just so crazy. The Joker finally did it. But then the Joker basically ends on, I know who Batman is. I've known him for a very long time. And Omega, that guy up there, is not Batman. You are the real Batman now. There's 10 seconds left before the Mobius chair is about to like initiate the whole brainwash sequence. You just see Bruce spit out the penny, the one that he found in the very first book in that padded cell, which I absolutely love. Scott Snyder, he just has a way of bringing back these old things that you don't think are going to be of any significance. And I think everybody really likes when that stuff happens. It takes you by surprise. He escapes. I guess he uses that to escape or something. I don't know if it helps him counteract whatever kind of brainwashing is happening, but he gets away from the chair. Fighting ensues. He goes and he rolls up on Omega. I really like this part because Omega says, "Well, what did I forget?" Batman tells him, "More than you know," which is like a callback from the beginning of the book when Jim Gordon asked, like, what does it matter that this was a revenge killing? And Batman was like, "More than you know." And Omega tells him, like, he didn't use any magic, he didn't use no pits, all he had was a vision, and that's how he came back, because they broke him. I mean, some little girl tried to set him on fire. They ripped out his, I think, tongue and his teeth and shit on that first day when he fell. That's what I really love about Batman, is just this regular guy that always puts himself to the test, challenges himself to like the nth degree. He brought himself back. He didn't need any help. Literally chooses the hardest way to do something, and he does it, and he goes beyond it, which is just insane. And so basically, Batman and Omega fight. The Owls are fighting the Rogues. Wonder Woman is fighting John Jones. This fight is pretty awesome. Really good action. Lots of good colors. Omega basically impales Batman to the ground with the Darkseid spear, the spear where Darkseid's head is, like basically the Omega signal spear. And he tells Batman, "You will be an effigy, a symbol of everything that had to die for this new world to be born." And that was just really badass. Things just look bad. Wonder Woman just completely is getting wrecked by John Jones. All the Owls like are falling, and it's down to Bryce, and we actually see her fighting like Harley Quinn, Bane, Scarecrow, Riddler's there. I think Two-Face is there as well, and she's holding this blade, and in the reflection you can see that puppet gangster dude, I forgot what that guy's name is, the pig dude, and you also see Bloom. And if you don't know who Bloom is, he's from volume 9 and volume 8 of the Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo run, which wasn't the strongest points in their whole run, but I really liked it. And if you know who Bloom is, you know he's a pretty crazy character, and it's just crazy how Omega, just basically Batman, got him under control, which is just, I don't even know. I just thought that was so cool to see Bloom there. And Omega's giving that villain speech. Everything just looks lost. You just see Batman whack Omega across the back of the head with the spear, and he's ready for round 2. And then things start looking up. Wonder Woman is tying the lasso of truth around John's head, and then the signal starts to fade. It's not working anymore. And basically what ends up happening is the new Batman takes that spear and drives it right through Omega's neck. And I really like the symbolism here, because it's kind of like a callback to the beginning of the book with the old bat signal and the new bat signal. Sometimes old signals have to die to make room for new ones, and that's kind of like a parallel to what just happened right now, which is just awesome. Thank you, Scott Snyder. But yeah, it was really cool. That ends there. Everything is looking up. John is back to his senses. Everything is looking good. And then we cut to a beautiful, bright day, and then we see that this end kind of calls back to the beginning of this whole series. Batman is drawing this line of chalk on the ground, like an X, in Gotham City, I believe. Wonder Woman is there. The whole Bat family is there as well. Jim Gordon, and also Joker, I guess, in this whole series is the new Robin. He's in the mech suit. And it's just crazy to see them all together in one spot, especially Batman's got this new like navy blue suit with a big bright yellow bat symbol, which I actually kind of dig. We hear that magic is coming back slowly, that the green is looking for a new avatar. Things are looking really good. And just when you think things couldn't get better, you see something in the sky, and it's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's a rocket ship. And we see a rocket ship crash down on that X, and it's baby Superman. He finally has a world that he wants, and the ending panel of this book is so good, with little baby Superman being held by Batman, Wonder Woman, and mech suit Robin, Joker. It's just so crazy. I never thought I would ever see anything like that. Little baby Superman with a little like curl just looks like dumbfounded, like, what the hell am I doing here? What's going on? Everything looks really hopeful. And the very end of this book, it says, "This can't be the end," which I'm like, please don't be the end. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, I know, are working on something together for DC in 2020. I don't know if it'll have anything to do with this. I'm under the impression that this was the last they'll ever do of Batman, but I'm really hoping it's not. This whole universe or this timeline looks really awesome. I want to have it expanded upon. It's so damn good. All the callbacks, the coloring from FCO Placencia, the amazing art from Greg Capullo, and just like awesome writing from Scott Snyder. I want this to continue, guys. This is like so awesome. Again, this is not a beginner's Batman series at all. I wouldn't call it that, but it's a damn good one. So I'd recommend picking up these books. I don't know when the actual trade is coming out. I think maybe in, I don't know if it's in February or in April. It's coming out sometime this year, so I would definitely recommend picking that up. That's pretty much it. That's the end of the book, guys. Let me know what you thought of the book. If you interpreted some of the things that I talked about differently, let me know how you interpreted them. Let me know your thoughts on certain parts of the book, and where do you think, if it is leading somewhere, where do you think it is leading to? Last Night on Earth came, I believe, December 18th, so probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is a relatively new book. So if you guys are still trying to decipher this book, just as I am, let me know some of the things that you're picking up on. If you're reading it multiple times, just let me know. And if I missed anything or got anything wrong, please let me know as well. I'm gonna be doing a lot more comic reviews or reviews on series and books that I personally really like. If you guys have some recommendations, definitely leave them in the comments down below. That's pretty much it, guys. I am gonna be doing Thor #1 by Donny Cates very, very soon, but look out for that. If you like the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want to subscribe, I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.